Good evening, my friends. I am Napoleon Hill, and I want to speak to you tonight about a force so potent yet so subtle that it dictates the very trajectory of your life without you ever uttering a single word. Most people call it an aura. I prefer to call it your personal atmosphere or the radio station of the mind. You see, every human brain is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for the vibration of thought. Just as the air around us is filled with invisible music and voices from radio stations, the space surrounding your physical body is charged with the vibrations of your most chronic thoughts and feelings. This is your aura, and it is the most powerful sales tool you possess. If your mind is saturated with fear, doubt, and the expectation of failure, you are broadcasting a signal that warns others to stay away. You are literally pushing opportunity out of your reach. However, when you cultivate a definiteness of purpose and back it with a positive mental attitude, your aura becomes a magnetic force that draws people, resources, and circumstances to you like steel filings to a magnet. Let us look at the science of it. Your thoughts are things, tangible energy. When you hold a thought with intensity, it colors your physical expression, the tone of your voice, and the feeling people get when they stand in your presence. Have you ever met someone who made you feel energized and confident without them saying much? That is a high vibration aura at work. To master this aura, you must first understand the law of habit. If you allow your mind to dwell on grievances or the impossibility of your goals, you are weaving a dark shroud around your personality. This shroud acts as a barrier to the mastermind principle. No one wants to collaborate with a person whose mental atmosphere is heavy with the fog of pessimism. I have interviewed over 500 of the most successful men in this country, and every one of them, from Mr. Ford to Mr. Edison, possessed a distinct mental climate. They didn't just think about success, they lived in a state of consciousness where success was the only logical outcome. Their aura was one of absolute certainty. You can change your aura starting this very moment. It begins with the control of your emotions. You must transmute the lower vibrations of jealousy and anger into the higher frequencies of love, hope, and faith. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. When you walk into a room with an aura of faith, you dominate the environment by sheer force of character. Remember, your aura is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. It is the sum total of your mental habits. If you wish to attract wealth, you must first develop a money consciousness. You must radiate the vibration of abundance so clearly that the universe has no choice but to provide the physical equivalent of that vibration. Consider the invisible counselors I have often spoken of. When you sit in the silence of your own mind and commune with the greats of history, you are tuning your aura to their frequency. You are absorbing their courage, their persistence, and their vision. This mental exercise cleanses your atmosphere of the petty distractions of the mundane world. I challenge you to stand before a mirror and ask yourself, would I want to do business with the person radiating from this reflection? If the answer is no, then you must change your thoughts. Guard the doorway of your mind as you would guard your home. Let nothing enter that does not contribute to the aura of the person you intend to become. I realized through my 20 years of labor, standing in the presence of the most powerful men on earth, that wealth is never merely the result of hard work or luck. It is the result of a specific vibration. I have come to see that every human being is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for the vibrations of thought. This field of energy, this invisible atmosphere that surrounds you, is what I term your personal magnetism. My research led me to the conclusion that our thoughts are not contained within the narrow confines of our skulls. They are projected into the ether, creating a magnetic field that either attracts or repels the very opportunities we seek. This is the foundation of my philosophy. Your internal state dictates your external reality. I have observed that the first component of a powerful aura is controlled enthusiasm. Titans like Andrew Carnegie and Charles M. Schwab possessed an infectious energy that was not merely loud talking, but a deep-seated vibration that influenced everyone in their presence. When you speak with enthusiasm, you are literally charging your atmosphere with a higher frequency that others sense instinctively. Furthermore, I define the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people. But there is a metaphysical layer here that many overlook. I believe that when two minds harmonize, a third, invisible, intangible force is created. A mastermind aura that possesses power far beyond the sum of its parts. To build an aura of success, I insist upon the transmutation of energy. I speak specifically about sex transmutation, the process of redirecting one's most potent creative drives into professional and spiritual pursuits. By harnessing this raw biological force, you develop a magnetic personality that commands attention and respect without saying a single word. You must also realize that your aura is a shield. I warn you of the 6 basic fears: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. These fears create holes in your magnetic field, allowing the negative vibrations of others to seep in and sabotage your progress. To seal these gaps, you must maintain a positive mental attitude. This is not blind optimism, it is the deliberate construction of a mental fortress. By focusing your thoughts on a definite chief aim, you align your vibrations, creating a coherent aura similar to a laser. I have even experimented with what I call my invisible counselors. In my nightly meditations, I visualize meetings with the great minds of history: Lincoln, Emerson, Napoleon, and Darwin. Over time, these figures took on a life of their own, influencing my aura with their collective wisdom. This suggests that your aura can be curated by the company you keep, even if that company is purely mental. The science of the aura is truly the science of influence. People do not buy products, they buy the energy of the person selling them. They do not follow leaders, they follow the strength of the leader's conviction. If your aura is weak or fearful, the world will reflect that chaos back to you. To strengthen your magnetism starting today, you must practice auto-suggestion. You must feed your subconscious mind with the blueprints of the person you intend to become. As these thoughts take root, they alter your vibration. You will notice people reacting to you differently. Doors that were once locked will begin to swing open. Remember, the aura is the shadow cast by the soul. If the soul is disciplined, focused, and iron-willed, the shadow will be long and formidable. This is the secret I discovered in the boardrooms of the Gilded Age. The man with the strongest vibration wins. I want you to understand that the ether which fills the entire universe is the medium through which your thoughts travel. If you harbor thoughts of poverty, you are tuning your radio to the frequency of lack. Because like attracts like, your aura becomes a magnet for circumstances that validate your misery. My self-confidence formula is a technical manual for this very tuning. The aura of a confident man is dense and possesses a gravitational pull. Think of the sun. It does not try to keep the planets in orbit. Its sheer mass and energy create a field that makes their presence inevitable. By asserting your power daily, you are electroplating your aura, adding layers of energetic armor until you are opaque and authoritative. I have noted that when a group is in perfect harmony, the resulting energy is not additive but exponential. If one member is out of alignment, they act as a grounding wire, draining the collective energy. I view the brain as an electric battery. A single battery provides limited power, but a bank of batteries connected in series can power a city. This is why you must be the gatekeeper of your environment. If you surround yourself with energy vampires, your magnetic field will eventually dissipate. You must also identify the cracks in your foundation, those 6 basic fears that collapse the aura inward. When you eliminate them, your aura expands naturally, no longer needing to shrink to protect itself from perceived threats. I also understood the subtle art of a pleasing personality. An iron-willed aura does not have to be a cold one. In fact, the most effective magnetic fields are those that make others feel enlightened. I speak of the magic key to human relations, the ability to see the world through the eyes of others. When you do this, you tune your aura to their frequency temporarily. This is not a surrender of power, but a tactical alignment. Once you have established a frequency match, you can lead them to your own vibration. The master salesman does not impose his will. He invites the other person's aura to merge with a larger vision. I emphasize the importance of the subconscious mind because it is the engine room that generates your aura. It does not sleep and it does not argue. To maintain a magnetic presence, you must practice a specific routine. State your definite chief aim aloud to set your base frequency for the day. Imagine your aura as a glowing sphere of golden white light, impenetrable to the vibrational noise of the masses. Walk with purpose and speak with deliberation. Review your day each night to see if you allowed anger to spike your vibration or fear to dim your light. Correct the mental image before sleep so the subconscious can work on the repair overnight. In the final analysis, my discovery of personal magnetism is the realization that you are the architect of your own atmosphere. You do not move through the world moves through you. A man with a disciplined aura does not chase success. He becomes a success object that success is forced to seek out. He becomes the iron in the forge, unyielding and capable of shaping everything he touches. The wisdom lies in knowing that the battle is won or lost in the invisible realms of thought long before the first word is spoken. Your aura is your signature on the universe. Make it bold, make it clear, and make it iron. Ask yourself now, what is your current vibration? Is your aura attracting the life you desire? The power to change it lies in your next thought. Transmute your fear into faith and your weakness into wisdom. Stay disciplined. Consider the nature of the great financial empires. Do you truly believe that men like Ford or Rockefeller built their vast enterprises through physical strength alone? No. They built them through the manipulation of the intangible. They understood that the physical world is merely a shadow of the mental world. When Ford decided to build the V8 engine, his engineers told him it was impossible. But Ford's aura was so saturated with the vibration of certainty that he eventually forced the material world to conform to his mental image. He did not ask the universe for permission. He commanded it through the sheer density of his personal magnetism. You must realize that every time you allow a negative thought to linger in your mind, you are effectively poisoning your own atmosphere. Just as a drop of ink clouds a glass of water, a single moment of doubt can dim the radiance of your aura for hours. I have seen men of great talent fail simply because they lacked the discipline to keep their mental broadcast clean. They allowed the static of the world, the gossip, the news of disaster, the complaints of the lazy to interfere with their signal. You must become a master of your own mental switchboard. You must learn to disconnect from every vibration that does not serve your definite chief aim. Think of your mind as a garden. If you do not deliberately plant the seeds of success and water them with the vibration of faith, the weeds of failure will grow by default. The ether is always fertile. It will grow whatever you plant in it. If you plant fear, you will harvest defeat. If you plant courage, you will harvest power. This is not a matter of morality or luck. It is a matter of law. The law of attraction is as consistent as the law of gravity. It does not care if you are a good person or a bad person. It only cares about the frequency you are emitting. I have often spoken of the importance of the habit of going the extra mile. Most see this as a way to get a promotion or a raise. While that is true, the deeper benefit is the effect it has on your aura. When you do more than you are paid for, you are broadcasting a vibration of abundance. You are telling the universe that you have more than enough to give. This creates a vacuum that the universe must fill with more abundance. It transforms you from a seeker of wealth into a source of wealth. People are naturally drawn to those who give more than they take, because such people possess an aura of limitless supply. Furthermore, you must understand the power of your physical body as a resonator for these vibrations. Your health is not merely a matter of diet and exercise. It is a matter of energetic alignment. A body filled with fear and tension cannot broadcast a clear signal. This is why I advocate for the mastery of the physical self. When you stand tall, breathe deeply, and move with deliberation, you are physically reinforcing the strength of your magnetic field. You are making yourself a more efficient conductor for the high-frequency thoughts of the infinite intelligence. Do not be discouraged if your aura feels weak today. Magnetism is a skill that can be developed. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, your mental focus grows sharper through the discipline of redirecting your thoughts. Every time you catch yourself in a state of fear and consciously shift to a state of faith, you are increasing your magnetic voltage. You are training your subconscious to operate at a higher level. Over time, this becomes your natural state of being. You will reach a point where your vibration is so stable that the negativity of the world simply bounces off you, unable to find a point of entry. I have found that the most powerful auras are those anchored in a sense of service. When your definite chief aim is aligned with the well-being of others, your magnetism is multiplied 1,000-fold. This is because you are no longer broadcasting a small, selfish signal. You are tapping into the universal frequency of creation. The great leaders of history were those who could articulate a vision that encompassed the desires of the masses. Their auras became so large that they could hold the hopes and dreams of millions within them. This is the ultimate goal of the Iron Wisdom practitioner, to become a beacon of light that guides others while simultaneously drawing to yourself everything you need for your own fulfillment. In my later years, I became even more convinced that the invisible counselors were not just figments of my imagination, but actual connections to the reservoir of all human knowledge. I believe that when you focus your mind with enough intensity, you can tune into the specific vibrations of those who have gone before you. You can literally borrow the magnetism of the greats. If you need courage, tune into the frequency of a warrior. If you need wisdom, tune into the frequency of a philosopher. The ether holds all these records. You only need to provide the right receiver. Remember, the world is a mirror. It does not give you what you want. It gives you who you are. If you want more love, you must become a person with a loving vibration. If you want more money, you must become a person with a wealthy vibration. There is no shortcut. You cannot trick the laws of the universe. You must do the inner work of refining your soul until your shadow, your aura, is a reflection of the greatness you wish to see in your life. As you go about your day, pay attention to how people respond to you. If you find that people are dismissive or confrontational, do not blame them. Look within. What signal are you sending? Are you broadcasting a frequency of defensiveness, of insecurity, of hidden anger? Change the signal, and you will change the response. This is the essence of self-mastery. You are the captain of your soul and the master of your fate because you are the operator of your own broadcasting station. The iron wisdom I share with you is not for the faint of heart. It requires a level of self-discipline that most people are unwilling to exert. They would rather complain about their luck or blame the government for their failures. But you are different. You have sought out this knowledge because you know that there is more to life than the material surface. You are ready to step into your power as a creator of your own reality. So I leave you with this challenge. For the next 30 days, guard your mind as if it were the most valuable treasure on earth, because it is. Allow no thought of failure, no vibration of fear, and no words of limitation to enter your sanctuary. Feed your mind only on the bread of success and the wine of faith. Watch your aura grow. Watch your influence expand. Watch as the material world begins to rearrange itself to match the new magnetic person you are becoming. The forge is hot, and the iron is ready. Now shape your destiny. I have observed that most men live in a state of perpetual mental leakage. They allow their creative energy to spill out through the vents of idle chatter, aimless worry, and the pursuit of trivialities. If you wish to command the attention of the world, you must learn the art of mental conservation. Your aura is like a pressurized steam engine. If there are holes in the boiler, the engine will never produce enough power to move the heavy load of your ambitions. You must plug these leaks by practicing the habit of silence. There is a reason the great mystics and the industrial giants alike were often men of few words. Every time you speak without a definite purpose, you are dissipating the very magnetism that should be used to attract your desires. Consider the law of cosmic habit force. This is the law that keeps the stars in their courses and the seasons in their rotation. It is the same law that fixes your thoughts into a permanent vibration. When you repeat a thought or an action, you are carving a groove in the ether. Eventually, that groove becomes so deep that it becomes a self-sustaining habit. If you have spent years broadcasting a frequency of just getting by, you have established a habit force that keeps you tethered to mediocrity. To break this, you must apply a burst of superpower through a high vibrational state of obsession. You must become so consumed by your definite chief aim that the old grooves are literally cauterized and replaced by the new magnetic channels of success. You must also recognize the power of environmental magnetism. The places where you spend your time, the very walls of your office and the chairs in your home, soak up the vibrations of the thoughts held within them. This is why it is so difficult to be productive in a space where people have spent decades complaining. You are fighting against an invisible tide of stagnant energy. If you cannot change your physical location, you must fumigate it with your own mental intensity. You must saturate your surroundings with the vibration of your purpose until the environment itself begins to support your aura rather than drain it. I want to speak to you directly about the vibration of faith. Many mistake faith for a passive hope. In my vocabulary, faith is a state of mind that has been so thoroughly saturated with a definite chief aim that it accepts the realization of that aim as a finished fact. When you operate from this state, your aura becomes invincible. Why? Because you are no longer asking the universe, you are declaring your reality. This declaration sends out a wave that is so coherent that it literally forces the atoms of the material world to align with your vision. This is the spiritual chemistry that I discovered during my time with the masters of industry. They did not hope for success. They possessed a magnetism that made success inevitable. Do not overlook the influence of your physical clothes and grooming on your magnetic field. While it is true that power comes from within, the external world acts as a secondary resonator. When you dress in a manner that reflects your inner sovereignty, you are providing a structural framework for your aura. You are telling your own subconscious as well as the world that you are a person of consequence. This creates a feedback loop. Your external appearance reinforces your internal state, and your internal state expands your aura until it fills the space around you. I have seen that the greatest barrier to a powerful magnetism is the habit of drifting. A drifter is anyone who allows the winds of circumstance to blow them in any direction. They have no definite purpose, no self-discipline, and therefore no magnetic pull. Their aura is like a cloud of smoke, easily dispersed by the slightest breeze. To stop drifting, you must anchor yourself to a magnificent obsession. This obsession acts as a stabilizer. It gives your vibration a point of origin and a target. Without a target, your energy is wasted. With one, your aura becomes a spear that can pierce through any obstacle. You must also understand the law of increasing returns as it applies to your personal vibration. The more magnetism you build, the easier it becomes to acquire more. It is the first $1,000 that is the hardest to earn, and it is the first stage of aura development that requires the most effort. Once you have established a momentum of success, you will find that opportunities begin to seek you out with almost no effort on your part. You become a living magnet. This is the stage where you no longer need to sell yourself. Your mere presence does the work for you. However, you must be vigilant. A magnetic personality can be lost as quickly as it is gained if one falls into the trap of ego inflation. When you begin to believe that the power belongs to your physical person rather than the universal forces you are channeling, your vibration becomes brittle. It loses its fluidity and its ability to harmonize with others. True iron wisdom requires a combination of supreme self-confidence and a humble recognition that you are an instrument of the infinite intelligence. Keep your signal grounded in service, and your power will never fail you. I encourage you to look at every adversity you face as a vibrational gym. When things go wrong, the average person allows their aura to collapse into a state of grief or anger. But the master of magnetism knows that every failure carries with it the seed of an equivalent benefit. By maintaining a positive mental attitude in the face of disaster, you are performing a feat of mental strength that dramatically increases your magnetic voltage. You are proving to the universe that your vibration is governed from within, not by external conditions. This is the ultimate test of the iron aura. Think about the quality of your mental food. Just as the body is built from the food we eat, the aura is built from the thoughts we consume. If you spend your time watching mindless entertainment or listening to the poverty talk of the masses, you are building a weak, malnourished aura. You must feed your mind on a diet of power thoughts. Read the biographies of great men, study the laws of the universe, and keep your attention fixed on beauty and achievement. This is not snobbery, it is vibrational hygiene. Finally, remember that your aura is the only thing you truly own in this world. Your money can be taken, your reputation can be slandered, and your body will eventually decay. But the quality of your vibration, the state of your soul, is eternal. It is the gold that you take with you from this life into the next. If you build an aura of power, integrity, and purpose, you have built something that can never be destroyed. You have achieved the highest form of success. You have become a master of the science of magnetism, and the world is yours to shape as you see fit. Stay in the forge of self-discipline. Do not let the fires of your ambition go out. Every day, every hour, you are either strengthening your magnetism or weakening it. There is no middle ground. Choose to be a giant. Choose to be magnetic. Choose to live by iron wisdom. The universe is waiting for your next broadcast. Make it a masterpiece. Your aura also interacts with the collective consciousness of the human race. There is a great reservoir of fear and lack that blankets the planet, fueled by the millions who live in quiet desperation. If you do not consciously maintain your own frequency, you will naturally sink into this collective bog. You must see yourself as a lighthouse that stands above the dark waters. A lighthouse does not move to accommodate the storm. It remains fixed and broadcasts its light regardless of the weather. By maintaining your iron aura, you are not only helping yourself, you are providing a frequency anchor for everyone in your vicinity. You are literally raising the vibration of the world by simply being the most powerful version of yourself. This is the hidden duty of every successful person. Success is not just for your own comfort. It is a demonstration of what is possible. When you walk into a room with a high vibrational magnetic presence, you are giving others permission to do the same. You are a living testament to the power of the human mind. So do not dim your light for the sake of fitting in. The world does not need more people who fit in. It needs more people who stand out with such intensity that they force others to look up. This is the final secret of my philosophy. The more you expand your own magnetism, the more you serve the whole of humanity. Now go forth and broadcast your power. Your aura is your signature on the world. Make it a signature of power, of kindness, and of unwavering purpose. As I always say, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And it begins with the invisible magnetism you carry within you. Peace and blessings be upon you on your journey to self-mastery.